Okay, so if you've made your way onto the floor, like I said, you might want to have a blanket to pad your knees for a little bit of extra cushioning. So we're going to be on our hands and knees to start, and we're going to do what's called sunbird. So this will challenge our balance a little bit. I showed this before in chapter 5 videos, and I had a chair in front of me. So if this is something new to you and you have that chair available, you might want to start with that. Once you get comfortable with this, what you'll do, again, keeping your gaze a few inches in front of you, you'll pick one arm and one leg and you'll extend. So I'm going to start with my right arm and my left leg, and I extend and then I lift. You can either hold here, or as you exhale, you could bring your elbow to your knee in the center of your body. And then extend. Again, find that expansion and then find your center. And then on your next one, I invite you to stay here and breathe. So extending from your fingertips out through the heel and the ball of your back leg. Find all that length and all that space. And then release. And we'll come into child's pose. So just bend your elbows and place your hips towards your heels. They may or may not get there. Place your head maybe towards the mat. And you'll take 2 breaths there. When you're ready, you'll inhale, lifting yourself back to hands and knees. Exhale back to child's pose. We're going to do a little bit of flow with this. You could either continue lifting. As you lift, isometrically pull your hands towards your knees. And you could keep coming into child's pose, or if you like, you could come into down dog. So I'll show that this time. So I isometrically pull my hands toward my knees, and then on this time, I would press back, but instead of child's pose, I would just lift my hips towards the ceiling and find down dog. And then I would lower down as I exhale. Inhale to all fours. Push back to down dog. If you were there, you would inhale, release your knees, and exhale to child's. So do 3 more of these with whatever's suiting your body right now. If you like, when you're finished, you can take child's pose and rest. You could stack one arm on the other. You could rest even in down dog if you need a little more energy. Take 2 breaths wherever you are. And then bring yourself back to your hands and knees. And we need to do the other side. So find that focal point, and when you're ready, you'll extend the opposite hand and leg. So extend through the leg first and then lift it up. And then if you want, you can add the exhale and squeeze in the center, and inhale and extend. Find that expansion. Exhale, squeeze in the center. Extend and expand. This time, hold on the expansion. So reaching out, reaching long. Feel like your heel could touch the wall behind you and your fingertips could touch the wall in front of you. Get as long as you can. And then release. Press yourself back to child's pose, so bend your elbows. Inhale, come to all fours. Open through the chest. That's why I'm saying isometrically bring your hands back. That'll open up your chest. If you like, you can keep doing child's. You could also alternate it with down dog. So we're just getting some movement in our lower body now. So if you sit in a chair a lot and you wonder, well, what could I do if I had 2 minutes? Well, here's an idea. this next one, again, find child's pose, find down dog, find anything that serves you, and take 2 deep breaths. When you're ready, use your arms to lift yourself up or come down if you were in down dog. Now we're going to go on to our stomach here. So again, if you didn't have a blanket before, you might want to have one now to support your chest. Okay, so now we're going to be on our stomach. I'm going to demonstrate this so that you don't have to look when you're actually doing it yourself. So just watch me as I go through this, and then you can come in to join me. So you're still sitting up right now. You're still going to watch so that you don't have to crank your neck when I'm doing it. So I'm going to show you first. So I come down onto my belly. And first, when you arrive, just place your head on the floor or maybe the cushion. Breathe. And we're going to alternate opposite arm and leg just like we did in Sunbird. But we're going to place the hand that would be down is now going to be on our low back to make sure that we're not lifting or jerking in a crooked manner. So I'll show you what I mean. We'll inhale and extend opposite arm, opposite leg. And then we'll bring this hand and switch it. And we'll inhale and lift. And then as we exhale, we lower and switch. Again, this is great exercise for the brain. Doing all these opposite arm and leg movements. And then exhale. And then from here, we're going to do a cobra pose. So a cobra pose, I'm going to place my hands outside my shoulders. And I'm going to focus on taking my elbows down and away from me as I lift and I press the tops of my feet into the floor. So I'm not going up. I'm lengthening. And now I can isometrically pull with my hands and make space for my chest. So make space so that the cobra can come forward, not up, forward. And then we'll exhale and rest downward. You can keep your hands in this position or rest your hands. And then we'll bend our knees and we'll crisscross our feet. So just crisscrossing. That releases the low back. And then you'll stay there for a little while. And I'm going to come up. And I'm going to do this over again. So you saw it once, so you don't need to keep looking. So make yourself commit to, I will not look at my screen. I don't need to see Holly for this. I'm just going to listen with my ears. So that's a practice in itself, using just your ears. So when you arrive, let your forehead touch the floor or the cushion. Close your eyes and breathe here, and notice how it feels to breathe into your back body. We don't do this very often, so take a moment to notice how it feels to fill up that breath in your back body. And then place one hand on your low back and extend the other hand. When you're ready, you'll inhale and extend and lengthen. And then you'll take that hand and place it on your low back and switch. And extend and lift on the inhale and lower on the exhale. And notice how it feels on one side versus the other. Maybe you notice a difference. Do each side one more time. And then from here, pause for a second. So place your forehead back on the mat or the cushion. Slide your hands so that they're in line with your breast area, chest area for men. And now we're going to squeeze our elbows down and together. So squeeze your elbows towards the floor behind you and then together. And then press the tops of your feet into the floor. You might notice that your kneecaps lift. From there, you're going to press your chest forward. So push your hands like they're gonna press the wall behind you. You're still squeezing your elbows down and back. You're not lifting up, but you're lifting and opening and spreading across. So find that expansion. Allow your ear tips to be open. Allow your heart to be open. Allow your feet to press down. That's your grounding. And then exhale, lower it back down. You can keep your hands there. You can rest your forearms down. Bend your knees. And now just crisscross your feet. So your feet are in the air and you're just crisscrossing. And breathe. Deep, full, long breaths. Giving thanks for this beautiful body of yours and all the strength and all the compassion that lives within. And then slowly place your feet back down. We're going to use our hands to help lift ourselves up. So hands and knees. And now we're going to come on to laying on our back. So I'm going to give you two options here. I'll show you what they look like. The first option you're going to take is laying on your back and being spread as wide as you can. So take up space. You could do this in your bed too, before bed. Just take up as much space as you can. Remember when we did that standing and I said, imagine you could touch each wall? Do the same thing here. If you've got 4 corners of your room, imagine you could touch the 4 corners, 2 with your feet and 2 with your arms. Breathe here. Be big and spacious. And again, if there's anything that you've been doubting about yourself, anything that's been making you feel like you are less than, this is the pose for you. Do this every day so that you remind yourself, I'm not less than. I am worthy. I am safe. I have all this support. I can carry so much more than I give myself credit for, but I don't have to carry it if it's not serving me. So connect with the ground beneath you. So that's one choice. The second choice, so when you're finished with that, you would bring your legs back together and roll to one side. And of course you would take your time there. I'm just getting ready to show you the other option. The other option, I have a bolster. And I think I've mentioned before that if you don't have these props, you could substitute with something like a couch cushion. So if you have something like this, you're going to put your hips up on it. So there's different ways you could do that, but I'm gonna start with placing my hips this way and then coming back to lie down. And it's nice if you have like a blanket or a pillow or something underneath your head here. And then you can take your legs one at a time up. And you're just gonna allow your legs to receive, because that's the other thing that we don't really know how to practice. In order to fall in love or to fall asleep, we have to learn to receive. So in practicing these grounding poses, the purpose of that is to make sure that we all understand that we are connected. We are connected and we have supports. So we're never alone. And then when we feel that we are grounded, we are connected, we are supported, we've got all this support from our ancestors, from Mother Nature, from each other, then we can explore. We have lightness so that our front body is open to receive. And then to come back to this place of receptivity, we just soften our internal bodies. So when you're in this position, soften your face, soften around your eyes. If you have a tissue or a washcloth or something you could place over your eyes, that's a great little easy to find kind of prop here. You can rest your arms by your sides. And I'm not really straining too much in the legs, but if this gets to be too much for you, you could bend them. But in placing a little bit of my heart below my lower body, I'm also sending that message to calm our nervous system, to reset. So I'm putting my legs up so that my chest area, my back body, everything can receive, my brain can receive at this point. So whichever position is appropriate for you, I want you to try this for as long as you need. It might be 1 minute, it might be 10 minutes. Listen to your body, even if you have to set a timer. Allow that time, that space for you, because this is the healing work that you need to do to be in the world. If you want to work with other people, if you want to have relationships with other people, you have to do that from a place of fullness. You can only give what you already have. You can't give if you don't take care of yourself. If you don't have it within you to give, you can't do it. So take this time, it's yours, you deserve it. You've worked hard, and people are counting on you to take care of yourself. We need you. Please take care of yourself. And when you're ready, if your legs were extended, you'll bring them into your chest, and then one at a time, you can lower them down. Now, if you have that cushion underneath you, you'll have to plant your feet and lift your hips up to remove the cushion. And then lower your back down. You can pause here for a moment. If you're still feeling a little energy that you want to release that all the way completely, you could place one hand on your forehead, and then with your palm on your forehead, really pull the skin of your forehead towards the bridge of your nose. So quieting your brain here. Notice what that does. Notice your breath. Notice your ability to go inside, find stillness. When you're ready, release your hands if they were placed on your forehead. You're going to roll to the side. Take your time. Like you have all the time in the world. Just take your time. Rest your head on your bottom arm. Then use your top arm to press yourself up. You can extend the top leg. Take your time. Let your head come up last. Take a moment here to acknowledge what you just did. How do you feel? What can you incorporate in your life? These practices need repetition. If you want to see the progression, you have to repeat these. They have to become so ingrained in you that when you find yourself in the midst of a heated conversation or a stressful situation, that they're available because you've practiced them so much that you know what to do for yourself. So please continue practicing, and as always, be well.